Recording to the cloud. Yes, I didn't forget. I can get rid of my note now because I remembered to record it. Okay, great. So this is a typical Market Center Ignite calendar where we go through every day of the week. So typically classes are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for 3 hours a piece, each a different module. Obviously that schedule is going to be amended. We're meeting on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. And I promise everything that comes after my session today is way more exciting than my session. So if you really want to learn a lot, you need to stick around. You need to listen to these instructors that are going to come after me because they're going to give you a lot of the meat and potatoes at what it takes to be a real estate agent. Some of you may be sitting here. Some of you maybe just finished classes. Maybe some of you have been in the business a year, maybe a couple of years. So you're just trying to brush up on the basics. You can always come back to Ignite. Ignite is always going to be there and has the basics for your success in real estate. So today we're going to focus on you as the real estate expert. Then you're going to learn all about, in the future sessions, being even a better expert, developing your value proposition, a lot of fun things going on. And then you're going to move into that lead generation mode. And then you're going to learn all about lead follow-up. And then the final pieces are the transactional pieces. Because I don't know about you all, but when I finished real estate school, I came out of there not knowing how to be a real estate agent. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah. Like, how do I find business? How do I price a home? What am I supposed to say to people? How do I navigate through this? Nobody teaches you that in real estate school, at least not in Ohio. So I mentioned I'm from Westlake, which is in Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland. So we're going to teach you all of that. So you got to stick around. You got to stay in this until the end. I always joke that I love teaching the first class because the most people show up for that. And then by the last class, there's like, I don't know, 20 out of 100 maybe. So don't be that person. Look around, look left, look right, look down, look on your Zoom screen, because probably half of y'all won't be here at the end because you'll decide that maybe it's not important enough. But I'm telling you it is. So please, 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 if you do one thing for yourself in your real estate career, pay attention and stick around because it just gets better from here. So today, again, we're going to talk about sparking your career, how you can get started. We're going to talk about some of the fundamentals of being at Keller Williams, things to get your mindset right. And then, of course, in sessions to follow, embracing your job, defining your value, and then moving on with generating your leads and growing your business, keeping every lead and following up and strengthening those relationships, and then being able to actually work with buyers and sellers and making and receive offers. So we're going to roll right through this. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about a new way of thinking. Got to get your mindset right. 90% of success in this business is going to be your mindset. So we're going to talk about a new way of thinking. And then we're going to move on and talk a little bit about KW culture and the value we provide, the resources that are going to be at your disposal for every step of the way. And then we're going to focus on your big why and why you're doing this and how you can succeed with this on a daily basis. So Ignite is all about having a success mindset, right? You got to have a success mindset in this business. And today we're going to talk about that unlimited mindset, followed by something called the 6 personal perspectives. Anybody heard of the 6 personal perspectives? Good. You're going to hear it today. And then you can raise your hand yes next time when somebody asks. And that's going to kind of kick off your journey here and sustain you throughout. So I'm going to flip to the next slide. This is a great quote. It says, anyone can do it, not everyone will. Will you? That's Gary Keller from The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Gary Keller, right? At least everybody hands up. Gary Keller, everyone heard of Gary Keller? Okay, he wrote some great books. One of them being The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, the other being The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, Shift, Flip, Hold. Yep, I see maybe some of you got it on your bookshelf there. Keep that handy. So this is a quote from Gary Keller, and he's obviously the founder or the co-founder of Keller Williams. He's the Keller and the Keller Williams. And in fact, he's one of the most influential people in the world of real estate. So this quote really does express something that's really true here about real estate. It's a great business, and it's a business where you can make a lot of money. It's a business where you can run your own successful enterprise, run your own business, be a business owner, and achieve your biggest dreams. And anyone can do it, but not everyone will. And so the question is going to be, who are you going to be, right? Are you going to be the one that does it, or that decides you're just not going to do it? And I hope you decide you are going to be the one that does it. So I trust by the end of Ignite that you will be lit up with the possibilities here of your own success and that you will do it. So who's ready to get started? I need at least like 5 hands up. Who's ready to get started? Because I can't move on unless 5 of you. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for all participating. This is going to be a lot more fun if you laugh and giggle and just play all in. And how you play in here is how you'll show up in the real world with your clients as well. So you're going to take a look at your participant guide, and we're going to dig into something called the 6 personal perspectives. So these are the keys to success, according to Gary Keller. These are the keys to success and abundance. And these are the ways successful people who have come before you, this is how they think, and this is how they approach problems or challenges. And it's about the mindset of success. Does somebody have a question? If you do, come on off the chat. And if you've got your hand raised. All right, so if you do, just pop off the chat and interrupt me. I won't be offended. So this is the way we're going to do. This is the way we're going to do it. We're going to have a mindset of success to get through all the challenges that we have in this business. And these all came about from Gary Keller. What he did was he decided to research the most successful people in every field. So not just real estate, but successful people in every field. And he asked one question here. He asked this one focusing question. What is that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to accomplish much? That was his question. So show me what the high achievers are doing versus the ones that aren't doing much at all. And from those answers, he actually discovered these 6 common perspectives, and they work in unison. They don't stand alone. It's not one in isolation, right? And they work most effectively, though, in the order that you're seeing here up on the screen, 1 through 6. So embracing all of these and committing to all these will actually help you achieve success in your life and, good news, in your real estate business. So we're going to take some time to explore each one of these. So when you are flipping along and making notes in your book, we're going to go through each of these one at a time. So the first of the 6 personal perspectives is commit to self-mastery. And it's not commit to mastery, it's commit to self-mastery. So what's the difference? Who wants to come off mute and be the first brave one to talk this evening other than me and tell me, what does self-mastery mean?
I'll do it.
All right, Chase. Everyone give Chase a round of applause. Woohoo, Chase. Tell us, what's self-mastery?
Self-mastery, in my opinion, is kind of just like mastering something in the way you're most capable of doing it, kind of like playing to your strengths.
Okay, yeah, and that's definitely part of it. And when you master something, right, you know it. Boom, it's like mic drop, right? I know this. So when we say it's going to be self-mastery, it's going to be making you the master of you. You are going to be the master of you, and you're going to have the knowledge, the skills, and the habits that make you the master of you. And so you have to commit to that. And when you commit to that, thank you, Chase, very much for participating. When you commit to that, you do a couple things. One, you have to know your goals. You've got to know your goals. So if you're coming into this thinking, I have no idea what my goals are this year, I don't care what they are. It could be you want to do 1 transaction. It could be you want to do 100 transactions or anything in between. Your goals are your goals. There's a no judgment zone of that, right? So you need to know your goals. That's step number 1 for self-mastery. Number 2 is you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. We like to call those opportunities. I don't like the word weakness, but it's printed here, so I'm saying weaknesses. But you need to know your strengths and your opportunities, right? And the third thing you need to know, which brings it all together, is that you need to know how to use both your strengths and your weaknesses to master that knowledge, to master those skills, to master those habits so that you can reach your goals. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me? Just give me a thumbs up if you're with me. So know what your goals are. Thank you. Know what your strengths and weaknesses are, and know how to work with both of those so that you can master the knowledge, the skills, the habits to reach your goals. I always say, like, if I know that I'm really good at, once I get to the gym, I'm killing it at my workouts, right? Boom, boom, boom. Once I get to the gym, I'm banging out everything's going great. But maybe I have a weakness in getting there, right? Like getting myself physically, dragging myself there. Once I'm there, I'm cool, right? But getting there might be a whole nother story. So if my strength is great workouts once I'm there, and my weakness is sometimes I can't get there, I got to set something up so that I'm guaranteed to get there, right? That's knowing my strengths, That's knowing my weaknesses and knowing how I can master that to achieve my goal if I want to, you know, build some muscle, right? So throughout Ignite, we're going to be developing skills and we're going to be mastering habits and we're going to help move you toward self-mastery. It's not something that just comes overnight, but we're going to help you get there. So ask yourself the question as we roll along here, are you committed to self-mastery? Are you committed to knowing your goals? Are you committed to knowing your strengths and weaknesses and acquiring those skills and those habits that are going to make you successful in this? And that may be, yeah, you've got to practice conversations and scripts and dialogues 1 hour a day. Are you willing to commit to it? Are you willing to master it? Are you willing to know what you need to say when you're on an appointment? If you are, great. If you're not, give it some thought. You really have to play all in on this. And so I think, though, that because you're all here tonight and hopefully in session 20 at the end, oh, my arm just disappeared. Hopefully at session 20 at the end, then you've answered this question for yourself because you're here. And you've committed to at least being here tonight, right? And hopefully this isn't so boring to you that you won't come back tomorrow. In fact, do me a favor, please at least come to the next session. That way it doesn't look like I did something bad, right? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Please come to all the sessions because you really will get valuable insight from all the instructors. The lineup is absolutely fire. So you're going to love it. You're going to love it. So, okay, we're committing to self-mastery. Everybody ready to move on? We're going to commit to self-mastery and we're going to go on step number 2. Step 2 is the 80-20 principle. We're going to commit to the 80-20 principle. This is also called the Pareto principle. How many of you have heard of the 80-20 rule or the 80-20 principle? I know you have, right? At least at some point in time here. So this is the idea that, as you see, 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results. This may be one of the most powerful principles that you can apply to your life because it's about getting the most from your time and effort. It's about getting the most from your time and effort. It's about maximizing your results. It's about having focus, right? And so sometimes you'll hear us say, if maybe you're around your market center, the 20% referred to as your big rocks or your one thing or your dollar productive activities. The fact of the matter is that we get lost in the 80% a lot of times as real estate agents. And so I'm going to ask a question. And for those of you who were here on time, you're going to know the answer. But in Ignite, we identify that 20% for you. We identify that dollar productive activity. What is that dollar productive activity? Everybody just come off mute and shout it. What is it? Tell me.
Lead generation.
Lead
generation.
Love it. I love it. I told you, I'm giving you the answers. This is easy, guys. This is easy. So lead generation. So 20% of your actions is going to lead to 80% of your results. If you are confused on what to do, I meet with new agents all the time. That's what I do, right? As a team leader. If you are confused as to what to do, many of you might be sitting back thinking, God, I don't know what photo to pick for my business cards. Like, I don't know how many signs am I supposed to order? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters right now is lead generation. That's going to get you the results that you need in this business. So we've done it for you. We're telling you, when you commit to this and you commit to that 20%, you're going to make more money. You're going to have more time with your family and you're going to be more organized. It sounds pretty great, huh? Does anybody not like the sound of that? If you don't, you might be in the wrong class. So you want to exit now, but no. So 20% of your results, lead generation is going to get you, 20% of your actions, excuse me, lead generation is going to get you 80% of your results. All right. You ready to move on? Because this next one's even better. These keep building. I swear they just keep getting better and better as we go here. Moving from E to P. Anybody heard of this one? Okay. The E stands for entrepreneurial and the P stands for purposeful. Okay. So over here on the one side of the screen, you see the entrepreneurial approach. Nothing wrong with this. No judgment with the entrepreneurial approach here, but we can all attain a certain level of success with our natural abilities. True? Yeah. We all have natural abilities that are going to take us to a certain level of success. And with that approach, as you see in the first diagram here, we always hit a natural ceiling of achievement. So we may be going up and down, up and down, up and down, but every time we come back up, we keep hitting the ceiling because that's what our natural ability is. Okay. So as a kid, you probably got really good maybe at doing cartwheels or doing flips, right? That was your natural ability. Well, did that natural ability enable you to perform in the Olympics that year? Probably not. If you're just out there winging it, just practicing, not really putting in the effort and getting purposeful about it, maybe you would need a coach. You would need to practice a lot, right? So likewise, we all hit a ceiling of achievement by relying on our natural abilities alone. And a lot of times we find out that we have to do something different to get to that next step. We have to do something that doesn't come naturally, that's unnatural to us. So you can probably think of a time when you've hit a ceiling of achievement, right? And it's probably because you were relying on your own talents, your own abilities, and you really weren't getting purposeful about something. So this may show up in your business when an agent comes to me and they say, gosh, I did, 4 million this year, but then I went down, I did 3 million, then I came back up, I did 4 million, then I was down to 2 million, now I'm at 4 million again. And I'm just noticing like, I can't get past this $4 million in volume. What am I doing? Well, let's take a look. What aren't you doing is more like the question, right? And so you may have all had this experience in your life, but many who maybe have left a salary job for a career in business say they hit a ceiling with how far they were promoted in that salary job or how much they were paid, right? High achievers are always looking for that purposeful way. And by doing this, the other diagram you see here, they can break through their ceiling of natural behavior. So if you want to achieve success and break through that natural ceiling, you have to think about living a larger life. And Ignite is going to help you get there with models and systems. That's the way to get through. You see here, going from E to P, we've got focus, we've got models, we've got systems, and that's when you're going to have a breakthrough. And guess what? When you have a breakthrough and you get up here, it's going to happen again, unless you get purposeful about something else. So I always give an example of the agent who says, yeah, I'm going to go to this networking event tonight. Just going to wing it, going to have some conversations with people. I'll check out who's there and I'll just give it a go. I just want to meet some people. Maybe I'll pick up some business. The purposeful agent says, hey, I'm going to this networking event tonight. I practiced my scripts. I know exactly what I'm going to say. My goal is to talk to 10 people, get all their contact information, come home, put them in my database, and put them on a smart plan so I can follow up. Do you hear the difference between entrepreneurial and purposeful? So think about that when you're running your business. Are you operating in E, or are you getting purposeful about something and breaking through that natural ceiling? Anybody have any questions? Are you with me so far? Just give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Anybody want to come off mute, ask a question, add anything? All right, we'll keep going then because I want to make
question.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Sheila, let's hear it.
I wanted to know, like, are you going to be like specific about the models and systems? Because that's something that I really need. And I've been in real estate for some years, but I feel like my systems and models are just not system and modeling.
Sheila, thank you so much for coming off mute and asking that question and being brave. And yes, 100%, the systems and models that you are going to learn around growing your business, generating business, following up with business, 100% absolutely, you will know the models and systems. And if you want to do some self-study, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent is the book that this is all based on, the models and systems in that book. And so those are the ones that we're going to bring into Ignite that you're going to learn more about. So if you've been lacking a model or a system, you're in the right place. I promise you.
Thank
That was
you.
a great question. Yes, yes, yes. Spoiler alert, you're going to learn models and systems. Okay. Who's ready to move on to the fourth perspective? All right. Make learning-based the foundation, make being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. And guess what? You're doing this one because you're here today. So 1 in 4, you're doing pretty good on. You're here, you're committed to self-mastery, you're making learning the foundation of your action plan. And so a learning-based individual appreciates learning for their own improvement. It's like, you know what you know, but you know there's always more. There's always more that you can know. If you're not that way, you're ignorance-based. Hey, I know what I know, and I'm just going to ignore everything else, right? That doesn't fit. So you're going to find that, you're going to be learning forever in this business. You don't stop learning. the things you need to learn now are going to be different from the things you need to learn in 6 months, in 12 months, in 2 years, and 5 years. And we've got all that training too. So that's the good news. You're in the right place where you can grow. And so you just have to know that there's more to learn regardless. So you're not done learning when you're done with Ignite, right? At the end of all these sessions, when you're going to be here on the last day too, right? You're going to learn, and you are going to never stop. You're never going to stop learning. So Ignite is built around a learning-based individual, and there's going to be plenty of those opportunities for you. So you need to also commit to that process of acquiring those skills. So again, you can self-master. Anybody have any questions about this? Yeah, do you know for knowing's sake, or do you know for doing's sake? Because you can also sit in class after class after class after class and keep getting ready to get ready. Or you can know and actually take that and do, right? And there's always going to be more. So don't let it stop you. Oh, I don't know that yet. I can't do it. Go find out, right? Link up with your team leader or your productivity coach or your mentor or whomever it is, your team leader, right? If you're on a team, and know what you need to know to get through that transaction. So we're going to be learning based. Everybody committed to that? Thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. Learning based. Okay. Number 5, we're rolling right along here. But before we get there, we're going to hear a quote from Albert Einstein. Everybody knows Albert Einstein, right? He said, "I'm neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I'm only very, very curious." He was a learning-based individual, right? So somebody come off mute and tell me what being learning-based means to them. What does it mean to you?
Constantly improving your skills and your knowledge base for the business, actually.
100%. Good job, Sheila. Anybody else? What's being
Willing
learning-based?
to take advice.
Yes, willing to take advice. Jake, that was you. Good job, Jake. Willing to take advice. You don't know it all, right? You need to hear it from others. Great job. What else? Learning-based.
Always be a student.
Always be a student, Sadie. I love it. Yes. Anybody else?
I'll say always willing to invest in growth and also building your knowledge.
Love that, David. Yes. Willing to invest in yourself and your growth. So,
not being scared to be wrong or to fail.
Vinny, yes, thank you. We want to stay in curiosity, right? Stay curious. Stay curious. Once you're not curious, you don't want to learn anymore, right? Be eager to learn more. So if we're curious, we're going to be eager to learn more. Love it. You guys did a great job with that. This fifth personal perspective is one of my favorites because everybody has these. Unlimited, you have to remove your limiting beliefs. These are what hold us back. These are the beliefs that hold us back from our true success. So what are some limiting beliefs that you might be having right now? I know you got them all. I see them actually above all your heads every time I talk and say something. I see the limiting belief come in, like, oh, I can't do that though. Oh, I don't have enough time to do that. What are some limiting beliefs you have? Let's just go ahead and come off mute if you're brave and want to share. What's one limiting belief you have about yourself in the real estate biz? What do you got for me?
Mine is I'm dual career, and I've been contemplating retiring for the longest. But you know how you're used to that for sure check. So it's my limiting belief would be, am I going to get paid monthly? Or how will I get paid monthly?
Yep, true story. And thank you for sharing, because I see that limiting belief above everybody else's head too. What else?
That's I second Sheila, and I've been dual career, just being able to say, I can walk away from this.
Yeah. What else? What's another one?
Not having enough time.
Jeff doesn't have enough time. Yeah. What else?
Feel less off for asking for help.
What was that?
Feeling less off for asking for help.
Ah, yes, Daniela, that's a good one. Yep. All right, 2 more. Who else has a limiting belief?
Never going to be a top producer.
Oh, Jessica, I'm never going to be a top producer. Yeah. What's the last one? Anybody else? No? Okay, good. Oh, go ahead.
it's hard competing with people that have double your experience and time in the field.
Yeah, how am I going to compete with all these people? So let's just get them all out. Let's just get them all out there. Oh, I don't have time to do lead generation every day. I have to know everything before I can start this. So when am I going to start? How do I make enough money? I don't know how. I don't feel comfortable talking to people. I don't really need to lead generate because the business is just going to come to me naturally. I can't be successful in this market, right? Let's just, oh, okay, that's the last time we're going to hear them, right? So write them down and rip them up and throw them away, because the goal is to have unlimiting beliefs, because when we unlimit our thinking, we unlimit our success. So you've got to clear your mind of these things. It's all about mindset. And you're going to learn this through Ignite, how to combat those limiting beliefs that keep popping up and say, okay, that's it. I need to reframe this. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm not valid yet, I've got to be an expert before I can begin my business. I know a lot of you are thinking that if you're brand new, right? And how am I going to compete with all these other people? Hey, how about instead of that, I'm eager to start my business now and learn everything along the way. Yeah, that's an unlimited belief right there. You just took your limiting belief and unlimited it. So make some notes on what your limiting beliefs are, so we know as we move through these, boop, boop, we can put X's through those and remove them. Get them out of here. There's no place for limiting beliefs in real estate, folks. We're going to get rid of those. Okay. All right. Moving on. We're going to be accountable. This is the last one, and it's a big one. So what does being accountable mean to you? Somebody who hasn't shared yet, jump off mute and just shout out, what's being accountable mean to you? I'm going to take three of you. I want to hear from 3 of you. And I'm good with awkward silences, so I'll wait.
Janet, is Evelyn, follow through. Be disciplined and follow through. Don't be afraid of the challenge.
Thank you, Evelyn. Be disciplined and follow through, and don't be afraid of the challenge. That's great. That's what accountability means to Evelyn. Who else has something? What does accountability mean to you?
Creating a schedule and sticking to it.
Chelsea, yes, creating a schedule. We're going to talk about time blocking and sticking to the schedule. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. I love it. Chelsea, thank you. Who else? One more person.
Being honest with yourself.
Being honest with yourself. Love it. So you see on the one side here what happens when you aren't accountable, and in red you see what happens when you are accountable. Okay, so accountability is first and foremost an attitude and an approach. It's your approach to your entire life, really. So are you one who finds excuses, or are you one who finds solutions? We have a class called Bold, and we have a bunch of bold sayings, and my favorite is, you can have reasons or results, and you can't have both. So at the end of the day, are you going to have a bunch of reasons, or are you actually going to have results? You're going to have excuses, or are you going to find solutions, right? So accountability is a tool for continually changing the results in your life in areas that matter most to you, including that 20%. So a person who's accountable to their 20% is going to say, I own my life, and in certain areas, I want to continually improve my results. I will be purposeful. I will be learning based, right? So think about ways you can be accountable right now. Maybe you need accountability around completing your Ignite assignments, right? So right now, everybody, whether you think you need accountability or not, put in the chat where you're from, city and state, so that everybody can see where you're all from. And maybe you get an accountability buddy in this group. Maybe you guys are referral buddies, right? Whatever it is, put in the chat where you're from. And hey, if you decide you need an accountability buddy from this group, pick one. Pick one. If you want to stay focused on completing all the Ignite assignments, great. Maybe there's a productivity coach in your market center. Maybe there's a team that you're on and you have a coach there, or you're a rainmaker there, right? Who is that person for you that's going to keep you accountable through this process? Because you can reach the highest level of achievement that you want in business and life by adopting these 6 personal perspectives, and especially, most of all, accountability. Accountability. Anybody have anything else they want to say about accountability? If you want an accountability buddy, just shout it out. Pair up with someone. Get a partner. That's what I need. If I want to get to the gym every day, I need someone to drag me there. So sometimes we just need help, right? It's okay. There's no judgment, right? All right, so we've got the 6 personal perspectives, right? Commit to self-mastery, 80-20 principle. What's the third one? Someone shout it out.
Owns it.
More from EP.
Move from E to P. Yes. 4th one, be learning based. And what's my favorite 5th one?
Remove your limiting beliefs.
Yes, Marla. Remove them, release them, and then we're going to be accountable. Okay. All right, you guys are doing great. We're 36 minutes into this and we've covered the 6 personal perspectives. So we are chugging along here. Somebody come off mute and read this quote for me.
Happiness
This is not an individual sport.
Thank you. In unison. That was great, guys. That was great. You guys are talented, a talented group here. Yes, happiness is not an individual sport. What does that mean?
You can't do everything yourself.
Yes, you can't do everything yourself. No one succeeds alone. You need people around you. You need coaches. You need accountability partners. You need clients, right? No one succeeds alone. So this actually quote comes from Sean Acor, who was actually a guest at Family Reunion or Mega Camp one year, and he actually pioneered the research that tells us that happy humans are more productive. Happy humans are more creative. Happy humans are better at problem solving and even healthier and less stressed. So would you agree that being a happy human would lead to better business success? Say yes, right? So it's not an individual sport. So if you can embrace being accountable, if you can find a mentor, a coach, a partner to help you be accountable, it'll help keep you happy too. So look around, look left, look right, look up, look down in the Zoom. Find somebody who's looking away that may want some accountability, but they're pretending like they don't. Be their accountability buddy. If you're looking down right now, we see you. We know you need accountability. All right. So if anybody needs, and maybe it's your team leader, right? But this is going to be a big journey for you. And we want to make sure you have the support that you need along the way. Okay. Throughout this, we're going to share ahas. We're going to try to limit these since we're short on time and we're kind of condensing. But it is important to understand that your business is all about your mindset, your beliefs, and your commitment to being the very best that you can. So jot down really quick in your participant guide here how implementing these personal perspectives that we talked about is going to help you in your real estate career. Just jot it down, take 40 seconds or so and write down how implementing these personal perspectives is going to help you in your real estate career. And if anybody wants to share, let's do it now. We'll give a couple minutes or a couple seconds for you guys to decide if you want to share what you're writing down or share an aha or share maybe something that was most powerful from this first 35 minutes together. Not, no worries. There's going to be time for you to share on down the road here.
For me, I just need to stay focused on lead generation and continuing education.
Vinny, all of a sudden you're muffled and I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying.
But for me, I need to concentrate on staying focused on lead generation each day, taking the time to make sure I stay focused on that. And then continued education.
Yep, lead generation, Vinny. You nailed it. You get an A. Everybody starts with an A, right? Good job. Anybody else want to share? If not, we'll move on.
I put making discipline seem approachable through continuous improvement.
Kevin, yeah, continuous improvement. I love it. Good job. Anybody else? All right, so we talked about a new way of thinking. We've got these tools now. We've got the 6 personal perspectives. Those are going to help us. Oh, does someone else want to share? I don't want to cut you off. Okay. So we talked about a new way of thinking. We've got the 6 personal perspective. That's in our tool belt now. Woo-hoo. We've got some tools to stay positive and to keep moving. We are big on mindset here. So we're big on models and systems though, too. And those models and systems that you're going to learn all about throughout Ignite are based on proven success strategies of those who have found success before. So success leaves clues. I'm sure you've all heard that at least a couple of times. So our job is to take advantage of all this collective wisdom that we have so that we can be highly successful and that you can make this your chosen career for life. So one of the big things that's going to help power you through is the KW culture. Again, there's a whole page on KW Connect that is dedicated to our mission, our vision, our values, Red Day, KW Cares, KW Kids Can, diversity, equity, inclusion, and cultural ambassadors. A ton of stuff online. So if you haven't been familiarized with KW Connect by now, please do it and check some of these things out. Our MVVBP, you're going to hear a lot of acronyms, so it's alphabet soup for a little minute here, is our mission, our vision, our values, our beliefs, and our purpose perspective, right? Mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. And you're going to have these in your business too. That's why we talk about what they are at KW. So you can form your own mission, your own vision, values, beliefs, and perspective for your business, right? So you can model yours off of ours. So if you don't know the mission by now, screenshot it because here it is. Spoiler alert, you're going to know it. Mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. When I came here in 2012, it was only the first 3, and then we added the last 2. So the statement's very impactful. When you're thinking of the mission for your business, your real estate business, what is it, right? So Ignite is focusing on us helping us build those careers worth having. And the intention then is to go from having that career to having a business worth owning. So a lot of KW agents have built businesses worth owning, and they're living great lives that they did envision for themselves. And they've grown to the point where they're providing now experiences for others, and they're leaving legacies behind for their families as well. So at the end of Ignite, we're going to revisit the mission, and we're going to explore your thoughts on a life worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And in future classes, you're actually going to work on your own mission statement. So that's to come to later on down the road. Belief system, we've heard of the Y4C2Ts. That's what that stands for up top, that acronym, Y4C2Ts. So I need a volunteer to read 2, and then I need someone else to read 2 more, and so on until we run out of these. So who wants to go first reading the first 2?
I'll start.
All right, go ahead, and then whoever had their hand raised, you can do the next ones. Go ahead.
Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing.
David, you rock. Thank you so much. Who's next?
Integrity, I'm sorry, he just did that one. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things.
Tony, thank you so much. You're the best. Next.
Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results.
Aniela, thank you so much. Next.
Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty.
Okay, thank you. And the last 2, who's going to take us home?
Opportunities for all. Success results through people.
Dolores, thank you. Thanks for bringing it home there. So this is the KW belief system, and all of these existed for all time here except E. E is something that we added for equity. And so as we all know, as you know from your real estate classes, in 1968, the Fair Housing Act made it illegal to discriminate concerning the sale, rental, and financing of housing based on race, religion, national origin, color, gender identity, and sexual orientation. This law was expanded then in 1988 to prohibit discrimination based on disability or family status. So NAR, the National Association of Realtors, reminds us that we're stewards of the rights of all to own, use, and transfer property, and that we must protect the free market, and that depends on equal opportunity. So you are all an integral part of that. And throughout Ignite, we're going to present more about how equity, diversity, and inclusion can benefit your business. There's also classes, the color of real estate, the unconscious bias, the agent of distinction. And you can learn more about those on KW Connect. If any of you have heard of Julia Lachey Israel, she's heading up all of these classes. She's an awesome individual. And when you hear her speak, you're very motivated to go out and get the job done. So you do have an activity in your participant guide where you pick one of these beliefs and you write a sentence or 2 about how you're going to embody this belief in your real estate business. So pick one and write down real quick how you're going to embody that belief in your real estate business. As an example, I love the win-win or no deal. That means, hey, if both parties aren't benefiting from this, we don't have a deal. right? Win-win. Somebody's got to give up something on each side in order for this to be a win. Nobody should walk away feeling like they're the only ones who lost or gained something, right? So maybe that's going to be a staple in your business where you say, listen, I'm here to make sure everything's a win-win for my clients all the time, right? Customers always come first. That's another big one. Trust starts with honesty. Anybody hear of the trust triangle? It's going to be important that people can trust you in this business, right? So that's a big one. So think on that. And if you need to come back to it, or if you want to expound on that, you can go ahead and make some changes later on. More culture points here is represented here with all of our KW organizations. Red Day began in 2009, and Red stands for Renew, Energize, and Donate. It's always the second Thursday in May of each year. So find out what your market center is doing for Red Day. This year, my market center is doing something we did last year where we're building beds for children who don't have a bed to sleep on. So we partner with a local organization in our county, and we're going to be doing that again this year. So we're really excited. So find out how to get involved in your market center. And KW Cares then is also a 501c3 nonprofit that's dedicated to serving KW associates and their qualifying family members when they have a hardship. So KW Cares has helped thousands of families, thousands of KW associates when natural disasters hit. The trucks mobilize and we're there. We're usually the first ones on the scene. And KW Kids Can. They've recently updated the name of that, but the goal of that organization is to empower young adults to unlock their greatest potential. So lots of ways you can get involved and be a part of the KW culture. And you can check out, like I said, all of that stuff on KW Connect. Anybody have any questions or ahas they want to share about KW culture, belief system, values, anything like that? It's okay if you don't, we'll just move on. All right, so up next is more of the KW value that's going to help you in your business, right? So we're going to talk about how Keller Williams is a global company. So we're not just some small boutique company here, and talk about how your local market center can provide value to you and your clients. So since 1983, that's when Keller Williams started, we've cultivated this agent-centric mentality, and we've been technology driven, and we've been education based, and we've been a company that rewards our agents as stakeholders. So we're the largest real estate franchise by agent count. We have more than 1,100 offices, more than 180,000 associates, and we've been #1 in units and volume in the United States and Canada. So we're at the forefront of technology, of training, of culture. And so if you want to know more about technology, training, and culture, there's a great website. It's headquarters.kw.com. On that website too, you'll also see all the awards we've won. But this is a benefit to you and your customers, because when we have things like best in customer service, most profitable franchises, best for veterans, best for women, best for graduates. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. And that's a lot of training and education that's available for you. We've got services like Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, Keller Offers. So there's a lot of value built in for you to take advantage of to grow your business. Later, we're going to talk about how you can get referrals from around the globe even. So you're going to expand, you can expand your reach even beyond your own market center, which is good news. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Here's some awards we've received in the past. Again, if you want to explore more of that, you can go to headquarters.kw.com and /awards. We're also known for our stellar coaching and training. Maybe that's why you picked Keller Williams, right? Ignite is part of that, but we are recognized year after year by Training Magazine as being #1 in training. We're in the Training Hall of Fame, because we know if you don't have the knowledge, you're not going to be able to help the people you want to help, right? And without you, we don't have anything. So it's important that you are trained through whether it be Ignite, through whether it be Bold, I mentioned, through events that you're going to attend, through command and technology training or local or regional training that's going to be provided by your region or your market center. So there's tons of content on KW Connect. If you haven't checked that out yet, you should, whether it be downloadable courses, live stream courses, pick something and learn. And if you need guidance on what you're supposed to be looking at, ask your team leader, ask your productivity coach. But you're in the right place now for Ignite. Maybe later on it's in your plans to go to family reunion. Maybe you went to this one just in Vegas last week. Maybe it's in your plan to get to Mega Camp here in the fall, right? So there's a lot. And if you think back to those 6 personal perspectives, which one applies to this category of value? Which one?
Self-mastery.
Self-mastery could be one, but what do you see? What do you see on the screen? We've got training, coaching.
Learning based.
Yes, we're going to be learning based, which is going to lead you to self-mastery. So there's no wrong answer there. But yes, this is value number 4, right? Or personal perspective number 4. And all that value is built in for you. Okay. So it's all there. So make being learning based the foundation of your action plan. And then of course we have command, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on command. Command is a great tool. It is an awesome tool. Get with your Market Center tech trainers. Attend if you guys have command workshops. We have command workshops every Friday in our Market Center where we go through this end-to-end platform where you can have your database, market to your database, create marketing for yourself, set up your website, get your smart plans rolling, track your goals. Everything's in here. So don't overlook this as a huge tool to grow your business. It is a huge, huge tool, guys. If you don't have a database, you don't have a business. I'm not going to spoil or take away from the next couple presenters on lead gen, but you need to have a database. And then of course the KW app that connects right through to KW Command. If you haven't downloaded this, go to the app store and get it on your phone, because this allows you to use Command on your phone, because we're not always all at our computers, right? So great functionality there. There's also the consumer facing app that you're going to want to download and share to all your people, right? Because then you can track their likes and their preferences, and you guys can communicate value through the app. So a lot of value, a lot of lead generation opportunities here with the technology that KW provides to you. You may want to get with your Market Center to see what your language of real estate numbers look like. How many units did they close month over month, year over year, closed volume, and so on. We review these stats at our monthly meetings with our agents, and this helps you know what's going on in the world of real estate. So ask your team leader for the language of real estate report if you haven't seen one yet. Ask them about the leadership team, who's on the leadership team, who's the team leader, the assistant team leader, the Market Center tech trainer, who are the ALC members, right? How can you help with Red Day? And then you may have known about this when you joined. We talk about profit share. How many of you are familiar with the term profit share? Hopefully you heard about it when you got onboarded at Keller Williams, right? Good news is it's passive income. That means there's no risk, no financial risk, no legal risk, no down payment, no phone calls, right? Profit share is a gift to you from Keller Williams. And I believe they talk about profit share also in another class, but I'm going to talk about it now too. And you probably heard this when you joined and picked a sponsor. Like everybody who joined, you named a sponsor, right? The person who was responsible for you making the decision to come to Keller Williams. And so when someone chooses you, the same happens, and now you're their sponsor and you have the opportunity to earn passive income. You don't have to do anything actively to earn this, but it's designed for you and your family, and you can pass on that income once you're vested, once you retire from real estate. So if your Market Center is profitable, about half the profits every month go back to the agents who are participating in profit share. So you're rewarded for bringing other people to Keller Williams. It's no one reason why anyone ever comes here, but it sure is nice icing on the cake and an opportunity for you to earn some passive income when you talk to other agents about the great experience you had or the great training, and they decide that they're going to come aboard to Keller Williams. So we talked about the value of KW. I told you how to find out about the value in your Market Center and how to be involved. Anybody have any ahas from this section that they want to share? Maybe something they didn't know or something that they're excited about? All right, well, if you think of something and want to come off mute, feel free to go ahead. Hopefully no one said this is the first time they're learning about profit share, right? but it's okay if you are. Make sure you get with your team leader and find out more. Some people earn profit share in the amount of what their cap is, and it's like they work for free all year because they don't even pay a cap anymore because they get that back in profit share. So pretty cool, a pretty cool opportunity. All right, more resources, of course. So you may have heard of Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, and Keller Offers. So just do your research on those, get with your team leader or your Market Center leadership team and find out. All the communities, the KW communities that are out there, and affinity groups, diversity, equity, inclusion, commercial, land, military, luxury, sports and entertainment, KW young professionals. I believe that's under 40. So I can't belong to that one anymore, but the rest of these I could. So that's good news. There's more, and there's way more affinity groups too. So if you actually go to communities.kw.com, you can see all of the communities because they keep adding ones that aren't even on this list. There's probably double the amount that you see here. Communities.kw.com for information on how you can be a part of a niche community or something you want to specialize in. Lots of great resources, great opportunities for referrals. And also some of the affinity groups too. We've got the KW Rainbow Network. We've got the Hispanic American Network. There's a lot of different affinity groups as well. So make sure you check those out. All right. All right, so I need everybody. This is, if you want to turn your video off because you don't want to see everyone or everyone to see you closing your eyes. We're going to close your eyes. I'm going to read something to you. So close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. There you go. Everybody close your eyes. And I'm going to read something. I just want you to vision your future here for a minute. Okay? Because this is fun. This is fun. So today is it's March. Today is March 5th, 2025, 1 year from now. Your business is thriving and your life is everything you've dreamed of. Your customers rave about the experience and value you provide and think of you when they have a real estate need. Your family and friends are so proud of your success and are consistently referring business your way. You're helping others live their dream of owning a home because you are focused on helping them get what they desire. You are building the foundation and momentum for your entire career and gaining relationships and experiences and the income you desire. You're the top agent in your market center or rookie of the year if you're new. And you're poised
right, but I bumped it to make that screen come on.
Hang on. Antonisha, you got to mute yourself there. Sorry. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80%.
No, I need to. I'm gonna need to.
Okay. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80% while you take care of the 20% that grows your business. You are on the path to success. All right, open your eyes. We're back in 2024, right? So if this were your life a year from now, how would that make you feel? I mean, thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this if that were my life, right? So in your participant manual, envision your own ideal future and write down all the great things that have happened to you over the last 12 months. And a year from now, you're going to look at this and you're going to compare. So write down in your manual here all the great things that have happened to you over the last 12 months, future pacing yourself, right? So you're looking back. So it's 2025. What great things happened to you in 2024? So who wants to share what drew you into this career, and who wants to share how their 12-month accomplishment list makes them feel? So how does this accomplishment list make you feel, and what drew you into this career to begin with? Who wants to share?
Well, in the month of February, I actually made more than half of my teacher salary just in the month of February alone. And I really want to keep that up, but I don't have any closings for March.
I just heard a limiting belief come in at the end there, Sheila. You were doing so good. You were doing so good. Okay. And March is, it's only March 5th. So don't have a limiting belief. It's still possible. But first of
Okay.
all, everybody give Sheila some hands or some applause here. Sheila just made half her salary in 1 month as a real estate agent. Sheila, that's amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wait, no,
And-
not 1 month in as an agent. I've been an agent for a few years, but
Oh.
just the month of February.
In 1 month. Okay, well, that's awesome too. Great. That is an awesome job. Congratulations on that. And why did you decide to get into real estate to begin with?
It's always been my passion, and I actually got my license in 2017, but when I started 10 years before that, but I didn't like follow through with it. And I don't think at that time I was mentally ready for it. So, and then when I was ready to leave the school, something told me be still. And when I was being still, my student loans were paid for. So I was happy that I stayed because they erased my student loan debt. So
Great.
now I can go.
That's great. And so when you write down all the great things that are going to happen to you and you're setting yourself up a year from now to look back on that, how does it make you feel?
I was sitting here smiling. And I'm
Yeah.
actually at the dealership getting an oil change. So
Well, smile away, smile
Yeah.
away. Thank you for sharing, Sheila. Who else wants to share what got them in and how they're feeling about the list they just made?
I would like to share a little bit. I am currently a property manager. I've been a property manager for a couple of years. I get to see the revenue that the owner makes and the money that is collected. And I feel like, why is it that I am building wealth for someone else and not myself? I did this years ago in New York City and just didn't do it here in Florida. But I'm ready right now.
Awesome.
did she use them to
Evelyn, how do you feel about your accomplishments that you wrote down? How's it make you feel?
I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good, good.
And I
One
have
more.
a question. Could
Go
she
ahead.
use them for a book of business?
Evelyn, Sheila wants to know if you're using your, you have a current book of business with your property management. If you're
No.
using that.
No. I just jot down all the great things and all the information and how they accomplish their business, and I'm gonna use some of that model for myself.
Oh, okay.
Great. One more share. Anybody else? One last share? What got you in and how you're feeling about the list you made over the last 12 months?
Well, I got in because I wanted to be independent, not just financially, but just having time for a family, for the things that I care about, people that I want to help. That's what I really got into it for. I mean, to make money, but more just having my independence and where I can, my daughter's going into high school now, and I just want to be there, the present dad,
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that, Jeff. Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on. Oops. I want to remove this person. I'm having trouble with my mouse, so hold on here. There we go. All right. Thank you all for sharing. It's not easy to share in a big setting like this, so I appreciate it. We're going to expand our thinking beyond 1 year now. Okay, so we're going to go even bigger here. And for example, what are you doing if it's a year from now and beyond? What are you doing for the people you care about? What charities would you support? How would you make the lives of yourself and everyone around you better? And so for this next activity in your participant manual, you're going to take a few minutes to complete the chart in your participant guide here. And in the boxes around the middle, you're going to fill in the people and projects you care most about. And you're going to add an amount you want to be able to spend on each of those things. If you need to add more boxes, then add more boxes. So for example, you want to pay for both your children's college tuition or pay off your home or your car, right? Or donate money to the local soccer field or or the local cat habitat or whatever it is. Okay, who do you want to donate to and how much do you want to donate to? Who do you want to help and how much do you want to help them, right? And so once you have all those boxes filled in, or if you've added more boxes on there, then you're going to add up all the numbers that you wrote in, and you're going to put that big number in the middle. And don't let those limiting beliefs come in right now, because I hear them, I see them already. So avoid those limiting beliefs and don't think, oh, I'm never going to be able to afford $120,000 in tuition. Just put in what you desire to spend in those boxes. So who do you want to help? How do you want to better the lives of the people around you and how much? And then add them all up and put that grand total in the middle there. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to work on this. So fill in those boxes, write those amounts down and get a total for the middle, and don't limit yourself. You're writing down all the things. Oh, am I drawing on my screen or someone else? You're writing down all the things that you want to do to make the lives of yourself and everyone around you better. And you're assigning a dollar value to that. And then you're putting that dollar value in the middle. One more minute. All right, so here's the good news. You may be having some limiting beliefs about this number that's in the middle here, but Ignite is about working on the skills and habits that will get you what you want. So if this is what you desire, you're in the right spot, starting here with Ignite so that you can get what you want. Any ahas come to mind from this activity for anybody? This is a fun one. So any ahas come to mind?
That number's really big.
Yeah, good. Good, you're thinking big. I like it. I like it. Who else? Who else has an aha?
Your why is bigger than you.
Your why is bigger than you? Is that what you said, Evelyn?
But yeah, it's just basically you have so much that you're going to offer and to help and how you're going to get there. So, you know, your motivation is your why.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have to establish that mindset of caring and gratitude along with our goals, right? And so how many people are we helping here, right? We've got this mindset of caring and gratefulness for what we have. And here's the deal, even jobs that you love, even if you love this job as a real estate agent, this career as a real estate agent, even jobs you love are going to have moments of struggle, right? And you're going to struggle to find motivation some days, and that's okay. But during Ignite, you're going to learn about these ins and outs and how to deal with those and how to keep finding business. And so you're going to learn everything you need to know to get the deal from the beginning all the way to the closing table. And the more you're connected with what we just did here, with what you want to do with your success, the more you're going to find that success. I'm going to say that again because it's worth repeating, and maybe you should write it down. The more you're connected with what you want to do with your success, the more you'll find that success. And this is when we talk about too, when we talk about your big why. And so, and I don't know what the scribble is on my screen. I have no idea how that green squiggle got there, but we're just gonna have to deal with it as we truck through here.
I thought it was my screen. I tried to wipe it off.
It's mine. It's not going to go anywhere. I don't know how to get it off there. So it's just going to be our little squiggle. To achieve success, you need motivation and inspiration for doing it. That is your big why. Because when that phone gets heavy and we're not feeling like doing it, we need to have a big why. So as you go through Ignite, you need to be mindful and look through ways that you're limiting your own success. And you need to remove those barriers and remove those beliefs that are stacking up in your way. Right? Those limiting beliefs can creep in if you're not careful. So you got to stay connected to your goals so you can push through those. And we believe here at KW in thinking big. So Vinny, you said it's a big number. That's big, right? It's a lot of stuff. So good, because we believe in thinking big, and we never want to limit ourselves by thinking average or anything less than big. No one wakes up and says, I think I'm going to just be average today. Right? No, we wake up thinking big. We want to be successful, and everyone has a big why. And your big why is what you're most passionate about. And along with your mindset and attitude, that's what's going to drive you. That's what's going to keep pushing you through. So think about this and take a minute and really think about this. I need you to go deep here. What stirs your soul, right? Think beyond your business even, but what really drives you? Is it money? Is it freedom? Is it providing for your family? Is it college tuition for your children? Is it building a legacy for your future? Is it supporting a charity? What is it? And take a minute and write it down in that participant guide you have there, so you know where to go to look for this when you lose sight of what's important here. So what is your big why, and who wants to share? I'll share. Mine is my kids. So here's what I do. I don't know, it's going to be hard to see because I have this background thing on. But mine's my boys, and I put them on my phone so that I'm reminded every day of why I do what I do. So maybe your big why is a trip to Paris, and you're going to have an Eiffel Tower on here. It doesn't matter. It's your big why, right? So who wants to share? I'll take 3 people who want to share what their big why is.
My big why is to create a massive property development for low income housing. So I want to try to learn more about real estate and then save up as much as I can to create that.
Thank you for sharing, Sydney. And on your paper, go deeper than that as to why that's important to you and what that does for you. Okay. Who else wants to share? What's your passion? Why are you doing this?
Mainly for
Freedom, Nick.
financial freedom.
Freedom.
Working 40 hours on the same side, no matter overtime or not, it's not going to pay the bills that I want to pay.
Awesome. Thank you. And somebody else that chimed into at the same time as Vinny, what were you going to say?
It was pretty close to what he said. I was going to say the freedom that comes with having the extra money and knowing things are taken care of, and you can go places, when you want, and it takes a lot of that burden off.
Yeah. And so on your paper, go deeper with that. What do you get? What does that do for you? How does that make you feel? Right? So go deep, because on days when this is hard, you need to go back and look at that and ask yourself, why am I doing this again? What's stirring my soul about this? That's the big why, right? Something bigger than you. So first you got to have that big why around your passion, and then you got to follow the models that you're going to learn in this course. And if you do that, if you stick to the big why and follow the models, you're going to have big success. And once you have a strong enough big why, the how really doesn't matter, because you're going to get there if that big why is strong enough. So pick something that's going to motivate you and inspire you and fuel you, right? We have to be fueled by that big why. All right. Thank you to those of you who have been brave enough all evening and sharing. Makes the time go much faster. We got about 45 minutes left. We're going to talk about your commission dollars and where they go, and your income goal. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some powerful conversations. We're going to do 5 minutes of lead gen activity, and then we're going to wrap it up. So stick with me. We're just getting to the good stuff now. So you probably often wonder, one, when am I going to get my first closing, and where are all of my commission dollars going? So in the last activity, you actually estimated how much you'd like to earn to pay for the things that are most important to you, that thing you wrote on in the big circle, that big dollar amount, right? Maybe it was really big, maybe not. But first, let's get real about how your commissions work. And you want to pay attention to this because this is important, because many new agents get the check for their first closing and pocket it all because it's a really exciting amount of money. And then you get in some trouble down the line when you don't realize that that's really not all your money just yet. Okay. So let's pump the brakes a little bit and let's talk about where the money goes and how much is actually going to be going towards your goal on that paper, right? In the big circle. We need to know how much you're going, because these numbers too are very general. That's my disclaimer here, and are meant only as an example. So actual amounts are going to vary, especially if you're on a team. And if you're unclear about your splits or the dollars or your costs and things like that, ask somebody in your market center so that you can get clear. So when I click on this, your commission dollars go some to the other agent, some to your market center, some for your expenses, your taxes, and then you're left with your take home, right? So let's talk about it. The total commission that you earn on a deal is typically split between, if you're the buyer's agent or the listing agent, right? You're going to split it with the other agent. Now, I'm not going to get into commissions and all that stuff and cooperative compensation, and I'm sure you'll all have training on that in your market centers. But in this example, we're going to assume that if there is a $10,000 commission at hand on the listing side, that you're going to be paying a co-op agent half of it. Okay, that's for illustration purposes only. So 50% of that dollar is gone out the door, right? Whoop. So now you're left with 50 cents on the dollar, right? And then after that, about a third goes to the market center to cover your split, or your company dollar and your franchise fee, right? That's where you have your cap. So you have a split with the market center. Some goes to the market center, some goes to royalty, right? And then after that, you actually have about another third after you pay the market center that goes back to your business to cover expenses, right? To cover operating expenses, marketing, your signs, your car, your phone, your gas, right? Anything else you need to do to grow your business, right? That's where we are there. And then we all know Uncle Sam's got to get his cut. So there he just took out a little sliver. Good advice here. Write this down. If you were brand new in this, talk to a CPA or a tax person so you know what your tax liability is going to be. Don't get caught next April after you've just had a great year and you spend it all and you forgot to put away a little bit for Uncle Sam. So talk to a CPA or a tax person for some tax advice. I am not one of those, but that's my advice to you, is to find that expert. Okay. And then finally, that leaves your share after everybody gets their cut. So that's a lot different than thinking you're getting that full commission, right? I'm sorry, this is a downer. This was a downer part of the conversation. I apologize, right? We were all high on our big why, and then I started talking money. Oh, and I probably lost half of you. You're like, oh my gosh. But it's a lot different than thinking you're getting a full commission. And it's an important habit to start now. It's a really important habit to start from the get-go, to put money away for your taxes religiously so that you're not in a bad spot. You don't want to have a year's worth of work wiped out just because you forgot to, you failed to plan, right? So who thinks this is smart to be aware of? Who has a different way of looking at this now, right? Than they may have thought before. So we've all got our big goals and our big why, right? And we all can walk through this example of an income goal to figure out how many houses you must buy or sell in the next 12 months to reach your net income goal. That means, you know, what's left after all of that expenses and everything else that happens. So we're going to walk through an example of what this is going to take. And I don't want this to turn into a math lesson because I know probably 85% of you will be disinterested in that. So I'm going to try and keep it simple here. But there is this, you have this page in your workbook, and you have also a blank page where you can do your own. So we're just going to walk through this example. So know what the average sales price in your market is, though. On here, letter E, they're using $9,000. That may not be your average sales price. In Cleveland, I'm sorry, your average commission. And so, you know, in Cleveland, our average commission may be $6,000, maybe $5,000 where your market is, who knows? But so you're going to want to know that piece of information. If you don't know that, you can ask your market center team leader and they'll be able to tell you. Okay. So, we're going to walk through this exercise then. And again, you may have some ahas as we walk through this. So if you have a net income goal of 100,000, in this example, with that average commission of 9,000, and this is before taxes, you have to estimate and save for and pay your own taxes. It's not an accounting course though. So A is going to be your annual net income goal. How much money you want to make this year before taxes and operating expenses. So in this example, it's $100,000. B is the maximum amount you can expect to pay to the market center. So this is your cap, your company dollar cap and your royalty cap. So if it's an $18,000 cap plus a $3,000 royalty, you would put $21,000 there. In this example, they've used $30,000. C is your annual business expense. That includes if you're paying somebody, if you're paying for lead generation, if you have marketing expenses, if you're paying for education, investing in yourself, those types of things. In this example, they're using $50,000. Okay. And then D is your total gross commission, which is actually the total of A, B, and C added together. So what we're doing here is grossing this up because your gross commission then is going to be higher than what your net income goal is, if that makes sense to you, right? So we have to add in our net income goal plus what we're paying our market center plus what our business expenses are to know what was that starting number we needed to net that $100,000. And in this case, it's $180,000 for our gross commission goal. E is your average commission. So find out what that is in your local market, and you'd want to plug that number in there. And then F is how many transactions you're going to need to hit that goal based on your average. And so to get letter F, we divided D, 180,000, by E, your average commission, and it gave you an annual transaction goal of 20. Okay, so we started with our net income goal. We had to gross it up with our company dollar and royalty cap plus our business expenses to give us our total business expenses to give us our total gross commission income. And then we filled in what our average income would be, and we just divided D by E to get F. Who's with me? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? Because you're going to do this on your own paper over the next couple of minutes. So look in your participant guide and you've got your income goal here. So again, on line A, what is your net income goal? And remember, that's before taxes. Okay. And after you get paid for a few transactions, you'll have better ideas of what these numbers are. So don't freak out if you don't know this yet, right? You should know your caps, right? You should know your average commission. And you'll get better at understanding these. So go ahead and put your net income goal, your company dollar and royalty cap total in line B, and then what you anticipate your expenses are going to be. And if you've already been in the business, you probably know what your expenses are. And then add all three of those together, A, B, and C, to get D. Plug in your average commission and then divide D by E to get your annual transaction goal. And when you have one, if you want to share how many transactions you're going to complete in 12 months, come off mute and share your thoughts about thoughts you have about achieving that number. No points off for improper math here. So we're just looking for what you want your annual transaction goal should be to fund your big why. Anybody have letter F figured out and want to share?
I'm looking at about 44 units a year for the next 4.5 years.
30, did you say 34 units, Vinny?
44.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing. And how do you feel about that?
That's a
How
lot.
do you feel about it?
I feel good.
Okay. Yeah. All right, who else wants to share? What's your number and how do you feel about it? Oops.
Don't feel good about it, but 213 units.
213 units. All right, that's a lot. So you want to make sure that you've got double check your numbers there, but if that goal is too large, then you can always get with someone in your market center and take a look at that and really put an action plan together for achieving that and supporting your big why. So don't get discouraged because this is an introduction to goal setting, right? This is meant to motivate you to reach your income goal by knowing what it takes. You may need to adjust, but for now, we're going to file this and we're going to revisit this when we do goal setting a little more near the end of Ignite, when you've learned a whole lot more. So this is the first time you're seeing this. You're going to see this again in a little bit of a different light. So hang on to this. Don't be discouraged and make sure the numbers jive and you have the accurate numbers from your market center.
For my big why, I have to do 44 units a year for about 5 years. So I actually made my annual goal smaller than my big why. But my annual goal is still 44 units a year, which is a lot.
That's a good way to look at it. Our big why might be like our 5-year plan, right? So it may be over the next 5 years, I'm going to do that. And so each year it's going to break down to this, right? So that's a great way to look at it. Thank you all for sharing. Anybody have any questions or concerns or ahas that they want to share? Okay. If not, we'll move on. If you decide that you're going to share, just come off mute. We've worked our way through this whole agenda here, and we're going to talk about daily success systems. And so I'm going to remind you that for every day in Ignite, you're going to spend, hours learning, and then you're going to have to dedicate time and be accountable to working on your business as well, right? Because the goal here is to equip you with the mindset you need, with the skills you're going to learn and the tools you need to secure that first appointment or many more appointments and get to that successful close. And so your daily success system through Ignite should include daily lead generation, right? So the daily goal is for you to have 10 conversations a day, add 10 contacts to your database, write 10 handwritten notes, and utilize the 10-5-1 model for social media engagement. That's 10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 direct message. Now, you're going to learn throughout each session of Ignite other things that you can learn to add to this as enrichment. But what did I say is the first job of a real estate agent?
Lead generation.
Yeah, lead generation. So the activity of generating leads is the foundation of your business. No joke, right? It's your 20%. So practicing conversations and practicing dialogues are going to prepare you to be more confident, and they're going to guide you to be successful. So your success is going to be measured in appointments. It's going to be measured in signed agreements. It's going to be measured in signed contracts and closed transactions, right? So it all starts with knowing what to say to get that appointment so you can get an agreement signed and then get to the closing table. So before we get involved in conversations, we have to remember, though, this is a big warning for us all, of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act and the do not call regulations. So you're going to hear about this in every Ignite session, so it's not going away. And you need to know how to protect yourself and your market center from any legal action. So if somebody is on the do not call list, you can't call them. So I have to read this verbatim. So this is one thing I'm going to read exactly off the script here. Every day in class, we will make calls to people we know and are connected to. Before you make any calls or texts, please remember to honor the Telephone Consumer Protection Act and do not call lists, including those of your market center and state. If you have any questions or concerns about this, please consult your market center or attorney to ensure compliance. Also, check any market center and state do not call lists. Refer to the guidelines in your participant guide for more details. These guidelines are for your protection as well as for the protection of your clients. So you've got on the screen here, you see the TCPA regulates calls and texts to cell phones and landlines, auto dial calls, pre-recorded calls, faxes, and calls to numbers on the do not call list registry. Class action litigation for TCPA violations is increasing, potentially exposing agents, market centers, and Keller Williams International to catastrophic financial damages. Consult an attorney for guidance on the TCPA and DNC laws, including consent requirements, auto dialer restrictions, and pre-recorded messages. So you can read there about auto dialers restrictions, prior consent and written consent, artificial voice and pre-recorded messages, and federal and state laws. So subscribe to the do not call registry, honor consumer requests, check before you call to see if a number is on any of those, the national do not call, the state do not call, or the market center do not call list. And if they are, delete it, and beware of penalties. So penalties for a do not call violation total up to $43,280 per call. And fines for violating a state do not call rule can vary from $100 to $25,000. So this is serious stuff, folks. Again, I don't want it to get funky in the room here, but you want to make sure you're not doing anything that's going to land you in hot water with the do not call list or the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. So please consult with your market center on these. Okay.
Janet, before you go forward, that previous page before the do not call list, the next, yes, do we have that in the packet? Because I don't see it.
I thought that was in your participant manual. If not, it might be later on in the back, but
Okay.
it's 10 conversations, 10 contacts added, 10 handwritten notes, and then the 10-5-1 social media engagement. That's your daily job as a real estate agent. I think that is later on in your participant manual. I thought I remember it being in there. I don't have the participant manual in front of me though.
What are enrichments? What would that be considered?
So when you say enrichments, that's going to be taking classes on how to do scripts and dialogues, preparing you for your appointments and your signed agreements and your closing. So additional training at your market center through courses. So that daily success system requires that we talk to people every day. I'm going to put it to you really simple here. The more people you talk to, the more business you'll transact. Really easy. The more people you talk to, the more business you're going to transact. So our daily success system is going to require that you talk to people every day, and it's important to know what to say. And so we're going to help you with that throughout Ignite, because you're going to have conversations of care and gratitude. You're going to check in with people. You're going to offer value and assistance to them. Notice I didn't say you're calling to ask if they were going to buy or sell a house with you, right? I didn't say that because there's a better way to gain confidence and stay in touch with people so that when they think of real estate, they think of you. Conversations are what strengthens your relationship with these folks. Staying top of mind, providing value is what your job is, right? Giving perspective, educating, staying top of mind, providing value. So it's important that when we're having conversations with people, we understand the power of the words that we're using and the importance of practicing those conversations every day. This is where a script partner might come in handy, an accountability buddy, where you say, hey, every day for 20 minutes, like we're just going to do a pretend call. and we're each going to be the customer and we're each going to be the real estate agent, and then we're going to be done and we hang up. Right? It's practicing those scripts. If you're not all a part of the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group with James Shaw, great resource for you. Great resource. And they do script practice, and they do have accountability partners and such. So if you're not in the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group, that's a great resource for you to do that. But if you want to buddy up with somebody that's on Ignite and be their script partner, that would be awesome as well. So obviously a doctor has to learn anatomy before working with patients. You have to prepare to have meaningful conversations with clients, because having those meaningful conversations, using that purposeful language, helps you get to the appointment, helps you get the appointment and get to the closed transaction. And so if you know what to say and you practiced it, then you're able to communicate your value to your clients. You have to be able to communicate your value. And proper conversations can also help you include powerful questions. And those powerful questions are going to help you uncover what the buyer or seller's motivations are. And that's really important. That's really important to be peeling back those layers of the onion and finding out what's motivating them to get them to list their home or to buy a new home, right? You can also, by uncovering and asking questions, you identify objections. And you can really be able to be attentive and listen, because you're not thinking about what to say, right? So you have to be able to speak in terms that the customer understands and deliver that powerful message that they're going to be able to listen to. And so practicing above all things, though, is going to help you build the confidence, build confidence to ask those questions in a way that you can also share information with your clients that lets them know you're there to serve them. So you're going to gain confidence when you practice and know what you're going to say. So when you look at these phrases here and we talk about the purpose and the benefits of conversations, we've got, did you find everything you're looking for? Go ahead and look around and please let me know if I can help. And I see you admiring that big screen TV. Are you looking to get one for the big game this weekend? These are examples. You've probably heard these phrases when you've gone into a store, or even when you're at a restaurant. I mean, when you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress comes up and reads off the specials and then asks you what you want to drink or whatever, that's a script. They've practiced it. They know what's on the menu, right? Everything's a script. When you go to the store, can I help you with anything? I like the last one. I see you admiring that TV. Are you looking to get one for the big game this weekend? That's a thought-provoking question. Yeah, maybe I am. Or if I'm not, now I am. I should be thinking of one, right? So you've heard of these before, and these are well known and they're used in sales and service industries. These are phrases, and the ones that are real estate focused, though, are only successful when combined with your knowledge of that industry. You know, whether that industry is electronics or clothing, your knowledge plays a role in these conversations. So questions are a tool, right? You got another tool in your tool belt that we're learning about now. Questions are a tool that are essential to getting your job done. So you always should aim to be 100% customer focused throughout that entire conversation and ask those powerful questions to uncover objections, to uncover their motivations. Ask great questions. Ask great questions and listen to the responses. And when you know and you're confident in what you're saying, you're not thinking about what you're going to say next because you've already practiced it. You've already rehearsed it, right? And when you're in Ignite, you're going to be having conversations with people that you know and that you have a relationship with and that, you know, you remain in contact with. And we call these people our sphere or our sphere of influence or SOI. And these are people that you've met. They know you. They trust you. They respect you. They go to dinner with you, right? Who's hungry? I'm getting there, right? So they're most likely the ones to help you. And people like to do business with people they know and they like, right? And that they trust and that they respect. And that's your sphere. That's your sphere of influence. So the contacts in your phone are a good place to start to look for your sphere. And there's a quick way to get all those contacts from your phone into Command, by the way. We're not going to get into that now, but ask your Market Center tech trainer how you do that. But that's a good place to look. But your sphere of influence is more than just your friends or family. It's everybody who knows, likes, trusts, and respects you. So would you prefer to do business with people you know and who trust you, or would you rather do business with complete strangers? Right? I'd rather do business with people that know, like, and trust me, and I trust them as well. The funny part is, according to NAR, National Association of Realtors, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers found their agent through a friend, a neighbor, or a relative, or used an agent they worked with before. So it costs nothing to call people that you know already. Costs nothing, just your time. It requires fewer contacts. It requires less effort, right, for them to ask them to refer you. So in your participant guide, start thinking about this as you're starting to think of who you might need to be calling. Who do you know that's going through a life event that may need to make a move? We talk about the D's: divorce, death, diamonds, downsizing, deployment, right? Who's having a life change? And then who doesn't know yet that you're a real estate agent? I mean, are you keeping the world's best secret here? Or are you going to start telling people you're a real estate agent now? Right? Because I guess, I'm guessing that as soon as you got your license, it showed up, people weren't breaking down your door to have you list or take them out and show you their houses, right? No, you got to tell people. So who's going through a life event? Who doesn't know you're a real estate agent yet? And who have you not spoken to in the last 2 weeks? These are all people that you want to get in contact with. And it's a timing thing. That's why we need to stay top of mind. NAR says, the National Association of Realtors says, the average person moves every 7 to 10 years. So the peaks on this graph are when those people move. And as soon as they purchase, the likelihood of a move goes way down, right? Your job is to have a relationship with them throughout the little peak or the valley, right? You can't just show up when they get to the top of the peak again and they're ready to make, you can't just say, oh yeah, you moved 7 years. I haven't talked to you in 7 years. Are you still going to use me as your realtor? Heck no. Chances are someone else on this Ignite has been in contact with them, and they're going to go with them because they've been building the relationship with them over the last 7 or 10 years. So the goal is to be with them through the valley so that you stay top of mind. And then when they're beginning to consider another move, or they know someone that has a real estate need, they're calling you. Because, I mean, let's face it, if you don't talk to somebody 8 years after they do a deal with you, why would they call you when they're ready to make another move? They're not going to. That's what we call an orphan client, that another agent picks up and makes a relationship with them, and now you're out of it, right? So how would you feel if your friends or family only called you when they wanted something from you? Would you think they really care about you? Probably not, right? Do you trust people that only show up when it's time to do business? Probably not. You probably don't want to do business with those people. So that's why we stay in contact people consistently over time. And when you continually offer value to them, they're going to be the ones reaching out to you when you need them. And there's a whole bunch of good stuff that you're going to learn on, you know, the touches and the value points and things that you can share. That's all here too. But just know that the goal here is to stay top of mind. So again, who do you know that's recently moved? If you look in your participant manual here, jot those names down. Who do you know that might be thinking about making a move? And who do you know that's somewhere in the middle? And those are going to be the people that you have to start building that relationship with now, so that when they get to the peak on the graph here, you're in a great spot. Who has questions or ahas about that? No questions? So we're going to move on to a method that you're going to use to reach out to people. And I don't care if you haven't talked to them in 3 years. This works with everybody. If you haven't talked to someone in 3 years, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in years. I'm so sorry. Let's catch up. How's the family? What's your job like? What did you do for fun this year? What do you got planned for next year? That's the Ford method. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. How's your family doing? I heard you just had a new baby. Are you still working with that company you were with last year? Are you enjoying it? Any changes in the works? Did you ever get that boat you talked about so that you're not renting one all the time? Are you still thinking of retiring? Right? I just walked you through occupation, recreation, dreams, right? So these are the conversations you're going to want to practice. If we were in a classroom setting, you'd be pairing up with somebody right now and you'd take turns being the agent and the client. But the number one reason I get from people is when they're afraid to call or to call their sphere, or they haven't talked to their spheres. I don't even know what to say. All you got to do is worry about what questions you're going to ask. How's the family? How's little Charlie? Is he in second grade now? Right? Are you still in landscaping? How's it going? Awesome. You going to baseball games this year? Great. Right? It's conversational. It's conversational. Nowhere in there did I ask for a piece of business, right? So it's just engaging. And if business comes up, because if you're asking people about their job, what are the chances they might ask you about your job? Pretty good. Oh, great. Hey, I'm a real estate agent now. How about that? I have a goal to help 20 families this year buy or sell a home. Well, I have you on the phone. Do you know of anybody who might be interested in buying or selling? Or maybe it's you. How can I help? That didn't feel so bad, did it? So family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And again, if we would be pairing up, then I'd have you practice this method with each other. But for now, since we're running short on time and I have to have you do at least 5 minutes of lead generation during our session today, now is going to be the time where we do this. So I'm going to challenge you to send as many text messages as you can, or do as many calls as you can to check in, to use the Ford method, or maybe you have another text message you want to use that says, hey, I was thinking about you and you came to mind as I was thinking of ways to grow my real estate business. Do you know of anybody who might be interested in buying or selling? Or, hey, I'm not sure if you know this, it's been a while. I'm a real estate agent now and I have a goal this year to help 20 families and I need your help. Who do you know that's interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate that I could reach out to? Right? Or, hey, how's it going? It's been a while since we've connected. What's new? I've got my real estate license, right? So any of those things I've just rattled off, whatever you want to do, use the Ford method, use the, I have a goal to help X amount of families and I need your help. Who do you know that's interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate? Whatever you want, pick a couple people on your phone, send as many texts in a TCPA friendly, compliant way. You got to be TCPA compliant here. So don't be calling people on the do not call list and sending auto messages and all that stuff. But if this is your sphere, okay, send as many text messages as you can in the next 5 minutes. And when I come back off of mute at 7:53, I want you to shout out how many people, how many texts you sent or calls you did, and how many people responded back to you. So we're gonna have a little contest. So we got 5 minutes. I'm gonna come off mute in 5 minutes at 7:53, and we're gonna hear your results. I see those limiting beliefs. Stop it. I see them. Stop it. Right? Here we go, guys. Let's have some fun. Good luck. Remember, as you're doing this, you have a big why. You have a big why. If it seems tough, think about what your big why is. And remember, lead generation is the key here. It's your key to building your business. So keep going. Keep going. We got 3 minutes left. Let's see how many you can get. Probably about 30 seconds left. Finish up. See how many you can get in. Last 30 seconds. All right, we're gonna stop. That's 5 minutes. Who's got a fun success they want to share? How many texts did you send out and how many responses did you get?
I sent out 5 and got 3 back.
Great job, Sydney. Awesome. Who else?
I sent 4 and just received 1 back so far.
Great job, Sheila. Who else?
1 call and no real estate business.
All right, that's all right. You made the call. You did the activity. It's the activities that count. Good job, David. Who else?
4 texts, 1 response.
How many?
4 texts, 1 response.
Great. Okay. Good job doing the activity. Who else?
I had 8 texts and 1 response.
8 texts and 1 response. Woohoo! Way to go, Chelsea. You're the leader so far. 8 texts. Way to go. Got fast texting over there. Anybody else?
I did 5 texting and I haven't gotten no response yet.
All right. Good job doing the activity. Responses will come. So how many of you had some limiting beliefs around this activity? Raise your hand. Raise your hand, right? Probably maybe a little bit scared, maybe a little bit nervous. I don't know what to say, right? The more you do this, the better you get at it and the easier it becomes. Did anybody on the call get a response back that indicated somebody was ready to transact real estate?
Not from this just now, but prior to class today, somebody on social media had posted about looking for a property, and before class started, I was actually at their house going over to see if they could list their home before they looked for their own property.
Great. All right. Good job. See, okay. So maybe it didn't happen in this class, but it happened today. So the more of this you do, the more of a habit it becomes, right? And if we had more time, I would say we'd be doing calls, right? So in every class though, that is to come, you guys are going to do some sort of lead generation activity. So get comfortable being uncomfortable with this, right? because this is the foundation of your business. And if you have a mindset of that you're coming from contribution, people want to talk to you, they're happy to receive your call. It's just about connecting with people. And I promise you, the more people you connect with, the more business you're going to transact, right? It's that simple. It's that simple, but not easy, right? So we talked about a lot today, and we're finishing up just in the nick of time here. But each day in Ignite, you're going to grow how you think, how you feel, how you act, and how you implement what you've learned. So this is a journey for you. And so you've learned some ahas today. You've done some writing in your participant journals. Keep those journals and keep focused on what we talked about today. And it's also important to kind of take time and reflect back. We zoomed through a lot here in 2 hours. I get it, right? This is normally 3 hours and we packed it all into 2, and you guys were phenomenal. And like I said, if you're still here on the last day of Ignite, congratulations. And I believe that if you will get a certificate of completion if you don't miss more than 2 classes, right? So don't miss more than 2 so you can get your completion certificate at the end. If you need to watch this back, I know that there's going to be recordings, right? If I said something so awesome and you missed writing it down, don't worry, you'll be able to go back and listen to it again. But you guys are going to have great experiences with these instructors. You're going to learn so much. Be open to it. Be learning based. Keep that mindset and keep those limiting beliefs away. And again, find an accountability person. My name, in case you forgot, is Janet Martin. My email is just my name, janetmartin@kw.com. If you ever need anything or have any questions, or you get lost along the way, or you've got agents that want to join KW in Cleveland, let me know. But if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I'm sure every instructor that is going to be on here for the next several sessions will tell you the same thing. So don't forget, practice your role play conversations. Add 10 people to your database a day. Talk to 10 people. Write 10 handwritten thank you notes. Engage on social media for the 10-5-1. Okay. These are all things that all the daily activities that are going to build into habits for you and keep you accountable in this business. So we've got 3 minutes left. We're going to end it with 3 ahas of what was your mindset like when you started and what is it now, or any other aha that you want to share to take us home tonight here till 8 p.m. What do you guys got? And you guys were phenomenal. Congratulations, and give yourselves a pat on the back. So how do you feel now versus how you first felt, and any ahas that you have? Let's hear them.
This was phenomenal, Janet. I don't have my camera on, I'm ill, but I will have it on hopefully in the next couple of days. But this was phenomenal. I would say my ahas have just gave clarity around numbers, around the acronyms. You made it feel so simple, not easy, because there's work that's got to be done, but you just kind of reiterated what makes it so exciting to start this new journey. And by the way, I just got my license on last Friday, and I went to family reunion, and I'm on this today. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you and congratulations. And thanks for being brave enough to share your ahas. And thanks for being here despite not feeling up to par. We appreciate that. And good luck to you. And thanks for sharing. Who else? Come on, someone's got a mindset aha, or something that's different from the beginning, or something that they want to share.
The daily success system is going to help me because I understood the other parts that you mentioned, but the social media deal, I wasn't doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. There's going to be a whole class under the lead generation segment on social media strategies and lead gen. So you're going to get more systems on that, Sheila. Thanks for being system-based and learning-based, and good luck to you. Who else?
The conversation model is going to be extremely useful for me because before today, I would not make any contacts. I just got my license on the 31st of January. So February was really tedious for me. And yeah, the Ford model is going to help me out a lot.
That's great. Yeah, Ford model is great. If you don't know where to start, Ford it. You got to use the Ford model. So congratulations to you, Chelsea, and good job getting comfortable being uncomfortable there for a minute, and getting those text messages out and not being so scared of what to say anymore, right? So that's great. So you've all been great. Again, Janet Martin at kw.com. If you need me, my cell phone is 440-281-0125. If there's any way I can help you or anything you need along the way, please feel free to reach out. Good luck to all of you. I want to see you here at the very end. Stay strong, power through, self-mastery. And the answer is always 99% of the time, lead generation. Good luck to all of you, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome. Thank you.
What were the last four of your number again, Janet?
Yes, 440-281-0125.
Thank you.
Welcome.